Hey guys, Zach here with Minimal Escapes, and today I've got a little escape for you in this kind of teardrop shaped vase that I found. I thought it was quite cool. It's narrow up here and then it kind of widens out, as you can see. So it's bigger on the inside than you think. So this little bowl, I'm gonna guess, is around probably 2 gallons max. It's not really big enough for any fish, but I'm thinking I'm going to put some little green shrimp in there, which I think is gonna look quite cool, especially since I've picked out this red rock to go with it, which I think will look quite nice in contrast to the shrimp, so I'll be able to, look at them and observe them and enjoy them in a much more contrast. Of course, this tank will not have a filter on it, so I just want to point out some important and key things before I start. Number 1 is the nutrient level, right? Substrate, nutrients, all that. You want to have a good nutrient base, but you want to have a substrate that caps and can be anaerobic, so that bacteria can live in it, cycle water for you, and act kind of biological and as a mechanical filter. Second point is hardscape. So I've got this rock, and I've got 2 small pieces of driftwood that I've played around with before to try to get an idea of escape. You want to keep your hardscape simple and small, because something like this, you're going to be relying much more on plants to filter your tank. So if I put shrimp in and I don't have very many plants, well, the ammonia in the tank is probably going to spike, nitrates in the tank are going to spike, and I'm going to have a lot of dead shrimp on my hands. So with all that out of the way, let's start. First things first, I want to get this nutrient layer. So I just have some topsoil. I'm just gonna kind of chuck it in. I've been using topsoil much more. I've just found it much more effective than a lot of the aqua soil. I don't know why that would be, but it's just working for me, so I'm gonna run with it. There, this is a pretty good base. I think that's good. I just want about an inch on the bottom, really. Yeah, that's good. About an inch of nutrient layer on the bottom. Next, as you can see, I've just opened it. You can probably see the reflection. Grab a little thing here. I've got some fine yellow sand, a natural colored sand. I just prefer the natural colored stuff. If you want to go with like white or any other color, that's fine. It's important when I do this, though, I don't have big chunky gravel, because if I did, the dirt is going to be able to actually get through that, which I really don't want. You don't want the dirt coming up and putting organics into the water. It's just going to make it messy and dirty, and you're just not going to have a fun time with that. So I want to make sure there's no way there's any dirt coming up. All right, now the substrate system is done. I've put about double, if you can see here. I don't want to, you can't even see the dirt, but there's dirt down there. And I've put about, if I put about an inch of dirt, I'm gonna put about 2 inches of sand, just to be safe, be sure. Now I can move on to my hardscape. So as I've said before, I've got this nice red lava rock there. Already kind of played around and gotten just like a feel for, I thought I got a feel for how I wanted this to kind of sit. It's not though. There. Right here. Kind of like this. I don't know. Let's see if I can make something work. So that's not working right now, so I'm just gonna futz around with it for 10-20 minutes, try to get something together, and then hopefully I can move on from there. Alright, so this is a pretty nice layout. I kind of designed it like this though because it is going to shift over into that corner. I just want to work in the center right now. Since it's going to go over there, I want the main focus point to kind of actually be over here. So think of it more like that, right? That looks really good. I like the way it looks. It looks like a tree root that's branched over this rock, kind of by the riverbed. And even though it does look as though there's not much space, if I take you up here, there's probably like a couple inches back there and a couple inches back there of planting space. So any roots that I've got, any root plants that I have, stems, sorry, that I've got, they're gonna be having lots and lots of room. And up here, there's a ton of room for like a carpeting plant. I can just see it now, a nice carpet of something right there. I don't know what. I was hoping to get a little more red plants so that the green shrimp really pop. And now, all I've got is to glue, and then I can fill it up. So as you can see, I did throw down the paper towel in probably the middle of that time lapse. That's just because I usually just use my hand to displace the water, but the paper towel I found was just better for this kind of shape. It's got a really narrow top, which makes it kind of hard to maneuver around inside of it with the hardscape. So, you know. And now on to planting. Here I've got Rotella blood red, I've got Ludwigia palustrius super red, I've got dwarf hairgrass, I've got a cryptocorn, let me see, what is this, Albita brown, and I've got a Anubias here, and then I want to say it's Sagittarian Sagittarius or something like that for the foreground to kind of give it like a grassy effect, or I might actually use dwarf hairgrass and some Liliopsis for that. But we'll just see. Looks like it's already pretty much complete. I just gotta wait for this Limnophylla or Liliopsis down here, sorry, to fill in this foreground and make a nice little mat. I'm not gonna put the shrimp in yet. I'm gonna wait probably a week before I add them. If I added them now, I'd have to change the water every day, and that just is a lot of work for me right now. So I'll just wait the week, and I think it just looks phenomenal. And in the back here, it's very full with the Ludwigia and the Rotella back there. And you can kind of tell in that back corner right there, you can kind of see it's kind of tannic. It's kind of like a darker. I like how it looks. It's just from this piece of driftwood leaching a little bit. It's perfectly fine. It's not gonna kill any of the plants or damage the shrimp or anything. I'm gonna leave it like this as is for now. However, if it gets too dark, I'm going to just do a water change and that should fix it.